We're now going to drift into some mathematics. We now need to begin looking at how we index performance against a comparative. The best way to show this is through a simple explanation. Let's say we have a particular metric, and we might want to understand how we're performing versus target, maybe compared to last year, and maybe, say, best in class. Eventually, we're going to be able to figure out what is sort of poor performance, what is target, and what's above target, red, yellow, green. And so if we now take a look at our performance against target, in this case we're running slightly below 80%, we're going to see that that performance is red. This performance versus last year is in the yellow zone, and this performance is best in class. That seems pretty straightforward. So if we're going to report our on-time performance, it's going to look like red, yellow, or green compared based on whichever comparator we're looking at. So let's see how these numbers actually get derived. Let's take a look at a hierarchy of metrics. Let's say customer satisfaction is made up of 4 elements: positive contacts, billing performance, value-added activity, and cycle time. Eventually, leadership has to put a weighting on these. How important are each of these to our strategic success? So in this example, we're going to say positive contacts and billing are both 20%, and value-added and cycle time are 30%. So now what we should be able to do is take that hierarchy and begin using that to calculate our index performance. Again, here are the weightings: 20, 20, 30, and 30. And if we take our actual performance, we're going to see that we are at 100% of performance against budget for positive contacts. We're at 90% of target for billing performance, 95% for cycle time, and 100% for complaints. So that would be 100, would give us a green, red, yellow, green, like that. And so overall, if we wanted to figure out the customer satisfaction index, we'd be taking 20% times 100, 20% times 100, plus 20% times 90, 20% times 90, plus 30 times 95, and 30 times 100, gives us an overall index performance of 96.5. Now, if we're going to compare it to something else, let's say last year, using the same mathematics, we can see that we're 104% of last year. So overall for customer sat, we're performing at 96.5% of target or budget and 104.4% of last year. Pretty straightforward. The only trick is actually calculating that percentage performance. Here's the actual formula that we're going to use. When high values are good, so things like, say, positive contacts, customer satisfaction, we're going to use 100 plus actual performance divided by target performance, in total divided by target performance times 100. If high values are bad, we're going to take 100 minus actual performance divided by target performance times 100. So the only difference is the plus or minus, and that effectively flips the performance index upside down to give us the desired numbers.